On my mind, gotta hustle and grind. Financial literacy always on my mind. I'm stacking knowledge, no time to waste. Gotta invest smart, gotta keep up the pace. I'm reading books, learning all the tricks, studying the market, making calculated picks.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Reckless Red and Arrow, and we are back at it again with another episode of Future Financial Strategy, specifically doing our Robinhood portfolio update for the week. I'm recording it on time today. It's after hours, Thursday evening, giving it to you fresh. But before we get into it, I want to give everybody a reminder to hit that like button. If you've been here more than twice, hit that subscribe button. Also, feel free to share this with your communities or friends. If you guys got friends building up a small portfolio and you're kind of working on eking your way through the world, building it from scratch, getting it out the mud, if you would, tell them to tap into. We got a lot of stuff going on over on this channel. All of it's bag related. We are bag chasers, bag talk all the time, everything money. This specific series is documenting my build up and utilization of the Robinhood platform, of which I just started utilizing in 2025. And I think, honestly, based on the keynote that they did the other day, I feel like I picked the best time to start because everything's just great. Like I didn't have to go through. There's some things that I don't like about the platform blatantly, namely the GameStop stuff, AMC turning stuff off. They did the same thing with crypto. Granted, I'm not an advocate for using centralized exchanges, although I will probably be utilizing the platform for some savings holdings type deals. And what's the other thing? Getting rid of some bags that I've been holding from previous bull runs that I can offload over there. So that aside, I'm using it as a financial tool. Obviously, we're basing this strategy around utilizing that Robinhood Gold credit card. Based on the keynote last night, we might be going a little bit deeper down the Robinhood rabbit hole because they're going to be offering private banking services, of which you all know that Reckless Ray Dinero is a fan, and we were building up other portfolios to have access to those services because they are beneficial. They're nice. They help you get wealthier faster. They help you manage your money better. And Robinhood is apparently supposed to be working on releasing that feature suite within their platform. Spoiler alert. And I'm actually really excited about it. It was a great keynote. Like, I'm hype. But as it sits right now, and I would never collapse all of my traditional finance holdings into Robinhood, specifically because at present they do not have portfolio segregation. And so I will never leave Charles Schwab because I have everything set up there. I have it delineated out and separated so that I know exactly what each portfolio that I have set up is doing. Because, like, I have portfolios set up for my great nieces and nephews, just stuff that I'm implementing. Also, being able to manipulate and portion out, like I have my income portfolio that we track over there, which are high yield dividends. I have a separate long-term holding portfolio. They have separate performance metrics, different goals. I would not want that hodgepodged into one account. So the Robinhood account is very specific. That's going to be for day-to-day finances, and we are going to make that portfolio pretty hefty because the more that builds up, the more money and capital I have to deploy day to day. So let's jump on into it. We'll bring it to the screen. Let's talk about where we are at. Let me go ahead and kill my camera so you guys can get a full view of that. I am not a narcissist. And let me jump over to that page so we can talk about it. So where are we sitting this week? We have made some buys. Actually, we made quite a bit of a jump. We've got an additional $500 in funds dispersed into this portfolio. And where did that come from? Because as we stated last episode, we're only bringing in extra income. So what did I do? I went out. I've been doing some extra stuff, did a little bit of house sitting, got a little extra boost in the income. And since it was under extra and not from my W-2, it goes into building this portfolio out. I just recently released a video on side hustling on the Crypto Portfolio Updates channel. So like if you didn't catch that this week, might want to go back and check it out. I didn't list house sitting on there, but you know, sometimes people ask you to watch their house if you're trustworthy. Like it's what it is. They don't want their house rated. And there's nothing better than having a savage, reckless rated arrow just sitting in there on the couch, averting, waiting for something to pop off. Protected. So we got that extra money, cycled it into this portfolio. Where are our current holdings at now? As we can see, we've done two things, which is I'm super excited about. So we've got two of the positions set to start dripping. Now, the order in which this drip will happen is we will land all money into LFGY. LFGY, when it pays out, that amount goes into YBTC. YBTC, when that amount pays out, will go into CoinW, CoiW, which is Coinbase's weekly by Roundhill. That will pay out and go into PLTW. That will pay out and go into QDTE. And QDTE will then also feed LFGY. That is the wheel strategy that we are going to be working with. The reason being, these are my weekly picks. I didn't want to go over 5 positions, but I also wanted one of those positions to be a balancer for the portfolio. So I went with QDTE. It's been doing pretty well. And our goal is we are rushing to get to $500 in each of these positions. So what will happen right now, as it sits right now, we will be dripping both LFGY and YBTC into COIW until that hits 500. Once that hits 500, then all 3 of these will drip into the next one. Also, all incoming money until we hit 500 will be going into COIW. That's the way we're doing that. Now, as you can see, we've got some percent changes. Does it give us our total? Let's see here. Got market buys over here. Yeah, just updating the positions. I'm probably going to actually sell off this fractional share of Amazon. I don't know that I'm going to be buying that long term in this portfolio, so there's really no point for it to be there. But yeah, I'm super excited. For those of you that follow me on Facebook, I informed everybody, if you get about 10 shares of LFGY and 10 shares of YBTC, that will cover your Robinhood Gold membership. Now, we've still got about, we'll say, $900 that we need to get into this portfolio before we unlock margin. And since we are a Gold member, we will get access to that free. And I say free just because of the way my portfolio is set up. I'm not gambling that money. It'll go into more dividend stocks. Obviously, we're building this out. We're trying to get to $5,000 as soon as possible. So that way we can get on the wait list for that Robinhood Gold card. Because at that point, I'll have enough weekly income coming in to where that'll cover those bills, and then we'll also be collecting that juicy flat 3% on everything. It's awesome. But yeah, so we've got that. Once it hits 2,000, we'll start playing with that 0% margin. I mean, there's no reason to not be tapping into that, so we will. And as we go through that phase, we'll work our way up to $1,000, and then we'll probably find something else to reallocate that margin towards. And yeah, we'll see what it does, what it looks like, what it do. We got another screen to share towards the end here. We gotta talk about the numbers. So I'm gonna put me back on the screen. Stop that. Re-add. Message. Want this page here. Okay, so now we can go over and look at what this translates to and where we're actually sitting. I just like to show the receipts because a lot of people just jump into Snowball Analytics and they don't want to show you the brokerage accounts because for some reason they think that their account number's in there. Your account number isn't in anywhere. No one sees your account number, people. So we can call it what it is, but we're not going to call it what it's not. So I'm just saying, if your guru's not wanting to show their brokerage account and they're stating that it's because their account number, I've shown you guys my Charles Schwab. It shows the last 3 digits. If you can figure out the rest of the account number, by all means, but you can't get any identifying information unless you're lying about your name or you don't want to show what the portfolio actually looks like, because it's not always up. But this portfolio that we just started is currently up 0.3%, around $4, down $7 on the daily. We're in a volatile space. The bet that we're making here is we're getting in during the dip, getting ready for the crypto bull run. But I also, again, this portfolio is set up on weeklies. We've got the 3 funds in there. That's all good and well. It's showing where we're at. We're currently sitting at a passive income of 62%. If we go over to the dividend calendar, this is what I like. It lets me get a look at what we're doing. At present, with what we've got in there right now, with what's been paid out, this is obviously going based off of what you've just gotten. So this updates every time you get dividends. Every time you get a payment, it updates based on that payment. Now, by that logic, none of these tracking softwares are good in that sense. I think that it should create an average amount based off of what you've been paid already and have your, maybe this is a good feature ad for Snowball Analytics, since I use them more than Dividend Tracker. But this should just be building a running average. And that's what it should project out as, the average, not the payment you just got and just, oh, we just think it's just going to pay that next month. Like, you have an aggregate amount of data. Like, even if you started it based on where the account starts, as you're syncing the dividend payments, you have last month's, you have the month before last month. If it's the same position, you should be able to make an average based off of what was paid and average it out that way, versus just assuming that every month's just going to be the same. Like, it's not. It should just be an average number. Just a suggestion. Now, that said, moving forward, we're set and slated at present, based on the last payment that we got, to be at an annual income of $668.75. We are making $55.73 a month, $1.83 a day, with a yield of 57.9%. Not complaining about these numbers. Obviously, we are working on the weekly, and it's going to be interesting because I want to see how long it takes for this portfolio to catch up with my actual income portfolio. And this is actually an experiment to see if weeklies are more effective. I don't personally believe anything's better than Misty, but with the way that we're utilizing this portfolio, Misty doesn't necessarily fit, at least not in the onset. I would rather have the core of it be weekly payers before I add anything else in. So, like, basically each of those positions, I guess goal wise, would be to have around $5,000 in each position. And then that covers paying off the credit card bill. And then whatever I don't have on that bill, because I shouldn't have too much over that, should pay that bill. And if it doesn't, then I also have backup from my income portfolio. And then that'll put me in a space to where I got one portfolio that pays for all my daily expenses. And if I run over that budget amount, I have my income portfolio that is going to be used primarily at this point, with the way that things are looking and the way that my brain is currently leaning, as specifically for investment. So we're building out that portfolio specifically for reinvestment. Obviously, we're going to use it for early retirement once that time comes. But until we get to that point, like, I'm going to try and get the Robinhood portfolio because I'm like, hey, if I can cover my daily expenses, and then I got this big cash generator that can fund everything else, and we're going to do that. So as we're sitting right now, this is going to be a fun game to see if I can catch up to my income portfolio. That's what I've got for today. I think that we've got a good coverage of what's going on there. I am happy with it. I'm excited with the stuff moving forward because if we get those banking features in there, then I'll just be having more money coming out of that. Because like if they do bill pay, then I would that would be very convenient. We'll just put it that way. Because I think I might be able to sidestep having my landing bank. Like, I'm still going to keep my credit union account, but like I would consider closing all of my other bank accounts at that point and just have it in Robinhood. And then, when the dividends come out, I can either flow them through my credit union and move the cash over that way, or just get a direct link with Robinhood from my other brokerage. And then when I get my dividend payout, just shoot whatever's needed for the bills out over there. Hopefully, at a certain point, we have enough cash flow generated in that portfolio to where that'll just cover that, which actually that might happen first. We will see. But till next week, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are getting something out of this. I hope you guys are kind of seeing how our portfolio grows. We're explaining where the lump sums of money, because we're relegated to just the little bare minimums right now because we're cutting everything to the quick. So we get $20 on payday. So there'll be an additional buy tomorrow. We'll have dividends hit tomorrow. One other thing I don't like about Robinhood, you don't get your dividends until like 9 p.m, which does me no good. Like Charles Schwab, I get it in the morning. I have it by lunch, and I can redeploy by lunch, or the reinvestment's done by lunch. I don't like when we get paid over at Robinhood. That's another barrier for me. Like, they don't get paid like a big kid brokerage, even though they're doing some big kid stuff. They're not getting paid like the big kid brokerage. Like, I don't understand why when my Charles Schwab account, my dividends all hit by noon, and Robinhood, I have to wait until 9 p.m. Like, it's not the funnest. I don't like it. So there's also that. But I mean, once the cash flow is going, it won't really matter, especially since it'll be first and foremost going towards making sure that whatever I have on that credit card's paid. But until we get $5,000 total, which will be $1,000 in each position, in there, we're not even applying for the card. So for right now, we're just building and getting ready for implementing the wheel strategy, which I'm excited about. So till next week, hit the like, hit the subscribe. If you subscribe, turn the bell notification to all on so that you make sure to catch these videos as soon as they drop. And until then, we will see you next week. Peace.
Money on my mind, yeah. Focus, got no time for games, nah. I don't play it, I'm all about that financial literacy. Investing in my future, building generational wealth. Dollar bills, they be calling my name, but I ain't chasing fame, I'm chasing change. Learn the game, now I'm playing it smart. Putting my money to work, it's an art. I'm stacking paper, building my own empire. No more living check to check, I'm getting higher. Investing in stocks, real estate, and more. Gotta secure the bag, that's what I came for.